Hello and welcome to Bookish Babes After Dark. Woo! Chapter 6.
Yes.
Chapter 6.
We've made it.
So as always, please take the time to subscribe to our Spotify and YouTube. We are going to be talking about quite a dark book today, so obviously if it's not for you, that's fine. But please make sure to check out our previous chapters and also stick around for our upcoming ones because, as always, we talk about
There's something for everyone.
There is. We talk about lots of random shit, so it's worth sticking around for sure.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, today's book is Skin by Audrey Rush. George's face.
This is so good.
Yep.
So we're gonna start with the triggers
With
as
the good
per.
stuff.
With good stuff.
So we have graphic violence, rape, murder, necrophilia, incest, blood-related, father and daughter.
Oh.
Extreme objectification, mentions of cannibalism, and no happy ever after.
Yeah, there really isn't.
No.
I forgot until I was like prepping my notes for the episode about I can't remember any mentions of cannibalism, so it's going to be interesting to talk about that one.
I might have tabbed it.
I know.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
I definitely read it.
I read it.
Remember, but
It was in there.
yeah. So the blurb. After years of solitude, Teddy Wright is tasked with a strange taxidermy request. He's never preserved the human body before, but after the corpse awakens his darkest desires, he's determined to become a master at it. He just needs to practice on more specimens first.
God.
So, as always, we're going to start with our overall rating and thoughts on the book.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Ellie, take us away.
So, I rated this 5 stars.
Just be honest.
Right?
Come on.
I rated it 5 stars. I couldn't put it down.
No.
Like, I just couldn't stop. It was something else. Like, I was confused.
Yes.
I was speechless. I messaged Audrey afterwards being like,
What the fuck?
What the fuck have you done? What did you do? What did you put in this book?
Yep.
Because I can't... It's
Make
like...
it make sense.
It's now like stuck here. And I don't think it's ever going to leave.
No.
No.
Until I read more of her stuff. And then it's just going to just like pile up.
I could think about this at least once a week.
This is your Roman Empire?
Yeah. And it shouldn't be. It absolutely shouldn't be.
Whereas I don't want to think about it ever again.
I don't want to talk about it ever again. It's not for me.
I think this episode is going to perfectly encapsulate the idea of reading and why it is okay that people like books and other people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's just how it is, and just because somebody rates something a bad book doesn't mean it is a bad book.
No.
It just means it wasn't
If
for them.
it's not to your taste, it's not to your taste.
Exactly. So,
And I felt like this was like
this was my taste.
right
Yeah,
up my
perfect.
street. It was mental. It was mental.
so George, yours was also 5 stars?
Oh yeah. All the time. This is the second time I've read it now,
All the stars.
and it was still 5 stars. I just don't know what.
There's like
I don't know what it is about it.
I think it's because it's so messed up
Yeah.
that you can't.
Because
It's
the thing is, it's not a dark romance either.
No.
It's a straight up horror.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it.
No.
Like, there's
I
not
think
an
that's-
ounce of
I think-
romance in it.
That's where my thingy kind of came in, because it says it's an erotic horror story. So I was like, oh, so there's obviously going to be some sex in it. And it's
Which
horror.
there is.
Which there is. But I wouldn't really
Just
call
not the way
it...
that you want it.
Because to me, if you say it's erotic, it's like that's going to make me feel like it's erotic.
Yeah. It's
But
going to
in
get
this-
you in the feels.
In this case, it means there's sex in it and it's also a horror. There's not one part of this book that made me think,
This is nice.
get it in there.
This book isn't
Like,
nice. It's
no.
so messed up.
And I think, yeah, so I gave it 3 stars.
That's fair
That's
enough.
fine.
Yeah.
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 If you've never read
So-
like a erotic horror before,
No.
Well, Come Out was an erotic
Yeah,
horror, wasn't it? And
it was.
I think that's the level of horror I can get on board with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, this book made me realise that I need some element of
Niceness.
romance, or not necessarily niceness, because I wouldn't say that Nate was nice in Come Out.
I feel like you need
But
a little
it was
bit
a bit of a chase, and it was a bit of,
something.
Yeah.
it was between two living people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. One of them's not dead.
Yes.
Just want to point that out.
Yeah, and I think I found my line.
Okay, that's fair enough.
I gave it 3 stars because the writing is phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, this book is so well written.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's a good book in that respect. It's just that the subject wasn't for me.
Was
And
this-
that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not taking it away from Audrey. Like, I will be reading Audrey's books again.
Oh,
just
yeah.
her dark romances rather than her horrors. Probably.
Whereas I am going to be diving head first into her
Into the
horrors.
Yeah.
I have found something that tickles my pickle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because I need... But I like dark romance. I love dark romance. But you know sometimes where you really want to read something where you just...
You question it afterwards.
You put the book down and you sort of look at yourself in the mirror and you go,
What's wrong with you?
what did you just read? Why did you read that?
And why did you enjoy it?
Yeah. You
Stop
really
it.
Behave now.
question your own morals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for the viewers and listeners, we'll just do like a short... Obviously, it is a very short book.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
only a
It's-
novella.
Yeah, it's only just... I think it's just over 50 pages.
Of goodness.
I think it is 49 pages.
Oh.
actually.
Oof.
Wow.
So we'll quickly go over sort of the general gist of the
Yeah.
plot before we delve into the questions. So obviously, as the blurb alluded to, Teddy Wright is a taxidermist.
Yeah.
So he...
He's a bit of a loner.
Yeah.
Fucking
know.
weirdo.
Well, yeah. There's not two ways about it.
Never kind of been in a relationship.
No.
Has no family.
He,
or
You know
connection.
he
what he
screams
screams?
serial killer.
No, yeah.
Incel.
Yeah.
He screams incel
He's
with the fact that
very
he's like,
just-
girls don't like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
I
sit
will
by
watch
my
a-
own.
I will watch a snuff film instead.
Yeah. That's what he said.
And that's literally what he does. So he's doing his
Yeah.
taxidermy and he's watching his snuff films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like...
Because regular porn's just not.
Yeah.
It
for
don't
him.
do
He's
it
got
for him
this
anymore.
in a monologue of like, oh, I want to, I wish that I could recreate snuff films in real life, blah, 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 blah. And then the door goes. And this
Yeah.
woman
Belongs.
turns up with this big box.
Box.
And she says, please will you...
I've got a job.
Yeah.
For you.
Please will you taxidermy my daughter? She did. I want her stuffed.
And he's just, you can... Watch him,
He's questioning it the whole
his
time.
internal
like,
monologue's like,
Are they trying to catch me?
is it the police? Or the popo?
Yeah.
Or the popo?
Should I?
Should I?
Yeah.
Should I not? I really want to, but like,
I should not. But I am.
But I'm going to.
So he decides that he's going to go and give it a go.
Yeah, he sort of like brings her in, and it's like he puts her on the back burner because he's not sure how to. He doesn't know how to interact with people at all.
No.
And even though she is dead, he still doesn't know
What to do.
how to
Yee.
deal with it.
Yeah.
It's dead animals all the way.
Yeah.
So he literally just puts her on a bit of a back burner, stuffs
Yeah.
her in the freezer, and he's like,
I'll deal with that.
I'll deal with
if-
you at another time.
It was sort of like out of sight, out of mind
Yeah.
for him.
But it
He
didn't
was
work so well.
still there at the
Yeah.
back of his mind.
She's still there going,
Yeah.
it's me in the fridge.
And then because he doesn't know, because with humans it's slightly, he was saying like humans are slightly different, you can't really do the same thing, so he was like, obviously I can't just go and fucking Google how to do this.
Yeah. How do I stuff a
Well,
human?
that's the I think I highlighted a bit where he like goes to research it as something.
You know,
was
on
like-
Wiki.
Yeah.
It was like, I store the finished cat in the front room and make a mental note to schedule the pickup. Then I scan the internet for human stuffing ideas, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Where
you
would that
can't
take
Google
you?
that shit.
Yeah.
What website
Dark-
would
dark
that
web.
set you on?
100% dark web.
He's got to be on. Well, for
Yeah.
him to get his
Snuff film.
films,
He's
get his
already in
fix.
there.
He's already in there.
Yeah.
But
He's already got a tab open at the top.
But still, like, how?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where my brain went. as well.
Yeah.
Like,
You're gonna get caught. How dumb are you?
I know.
yeah. And so obviously then he has this bright idea. Well, I think at this point he's starting to kind of...
It literally comes about on his little, his little side hobby of his snuff films as a pop-up
Yeah.
for a
For
sex
sex
doll
doll.
company. And he's like, ding, 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 ding. I'm going to put this doll in
This girl.
But then he's like, oh, I need to be careful because of the seams.
She could rip.
And I'm like...
Where's the seams?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot that you've got to like stitch her back up.
As if I know how to do taxidermy.
Oh, it's like you think about it, like he says with animals, they've got like fur and feathers
you
and
can
stuff, so you
hide
can
it
hide
on.
it.
Yeah.
Can't do that on a person, can you?
You'd have to do a blanket stitch, you know, to close it in.
Secret, like
Yeah.
invisible
Not at the
stitch,
top.
invisible stitch.
From the inside.
Yeah. No, you can do it from the outside. I've done it on her trousers.
I love how we're referencing
Trousers.
trousers in the same sentence as a human.
Literally turn him into a meat suit.
Oh god.
He did.
So but whilst he's doing all this, he's also finding that he's turned on
Oh yeah.
by her being dead.
Yeah.
And there was a specific line.
If you're going to tell me about chicken fillets,
I am indeed.
because that's all I can see now.
I've got it.
Okay, go and read it out.
Oh, where do I start?
Beginning of the sentence.
Right, no, let's start from this bit.
The sass.
Give it to us.
Cold lips cling together with little beads of moisture melting on the curled pubic hairs. The tendrils are darker there, a deep brown, vastly different from the hair on the scalp, proving that the head of hair is dyed. Even still, those pussy lips cling together like slices of frozen chicken in a plastic bag. If I'm not careful, I'll rip the skin. And with a phrase like that, it'll be hard to sew back.
And then it says, but they'll be so goddamn tight.
Can you imagine how fucking hard it is to get in that when it's frozen?
I mean, tried to rip apart a pair of like some chicken.
Frozen chicken!
You're there on the side like...
You know. It's just a lot.
It's like, I actually had a tab for stuff that made me like giggle.
He is.
Because
He's in a monologue.
Do you know
He's
he's a
funny.
monologue?
It's witty.
Do you know what my tabs were? What the fuck?
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
And disgusting.
Yeah.
Those were my only two tabs.
The whole book.
I don't even think I was just tabbing shit.
I just kept tabbing.
I
tabbing.
had a different colour pink made me giggle.
Oh.
Um,
Sassy.
green was like, oh, that seems interesting, and then purple was just like plot twist.
Oh.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When did that happen? Who are you?
Why did that happen?
Why did that happen?
Oh, this. She's cold. Colder than a laptop powered on once a week for porn. Colder than a thawing rat in a snake's cage. Colder than a dead cunt tucked away in a freezer. I mean, the writing is so good. Like,
Oh yeah.
The subject makes me go,
Like, excuse me. And he tries to convince himself that he's not a necrophiliac.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does.
his constant thing is like, I am not. Yes, you are.
I'm not a necrophiliac, but my dick is hard screaming that I'm a liar. I swear I'm not a freak.
but you are.
Excuse me,
I
sir.
feel like you're lying.
Excuse me, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
you are.
You touched her frozen fucking chickens.
But does he sleep with her before he stuffs her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when she's just
Yeah, because he's like,
out the freezer.
he's like hooked her up by
Yeah,
her
By
Achilles.
her Achilles.
Yes.
So
But
she's
that in itself made me feel sick.
so she's like.
Swinging in the wind.
See, I questioned when I was reading it, right? So she's frozen, but she's like thawed out a little bit. So
Should
we're
be like your pizza in oven.
yeah, melting.
Like bowing in the middle.
Like
So,
that
but
emoji.
like, are her arms
Just swaying.
or
They must have
No,
drooped
down.
a little bit.
They'll be down.
yeah, but she's hung up by her Achilles, so
No,
she's
feet.
feet up.
Yeah.
So,
So
her
her front
arms
half is still on the table.
or her arms.
Yeah, I think so. Because otherwise he's not going to be able to get his.
No, because he's like cranked her up at this point. Because if you remember, when he takes her down to do what he needs to do, she hits her head.
Oh yeah. So she.
And he literally just a whoops.
So if
That's
he's-
gonna cause
if
a dent.
he's picking her up by her feet, her hands will be hanging like this
like
because of gravity.
Just-
Yeah, above her head.
Just swinging.
So her
Yeah.
hands will be the lowest thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I've been
She just needs to
clarify some things in my head now.
So then he does all of this. He goes to this sex doll shoppy thing.
He goes to the factory
Yeah.
for them.
Because he's like, oh, you know, they cost 10 grand, but the mum's going to pay for it. And if she doesn't, you know,
it'd be fine.
she's not going to do anything.
I'll charge her for it.
Yeah. And so then he has a very weird encounter with the guy that runs
At the front
it.
desk.
He's the founder.
The founder. And he says, like,
We've got a special
put
lotion in the basket.
Yeah. So you basically rub the lotion on the skin of the doll to make the skin lifelike.
Yeah.
But in the way that he was, Teddy was like, does this guy know what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Because he's being
Has
very
this
like...
dude got ins on what I'm doing?
But he thinks nothing of it. He
I
goes
feel
back.
like he felt like he was being like Truman Showed at that point.
Yeah.
It was
Like
do
there's
they
cameras
know- do
everywhere.
they-
Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah. But he was like, it's fine, whatever, go back.
Just moves
And
on
then-
with it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I'd be sweating
Yeah.
my tits off doing that.
Then he puts the doll inside her.
Well,
so
yeah, but it's like not right, is it?
No.
No, he has a fight
Yeah.
trying to get her
She
in
in.
that
I think at that point,
On-
he
on-
knows.
on said doll.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah.
At that point, he knows this is not going to go to
No,
plan.
she's
Yeah.
He
not
kind
going to
of-
look how her mum wants her
He
to
kind of
look.
just was like,
It's a failed attempt.
we need a bit more
The
practice.
first pancake is always the shit one.
That's it.
And I think that's where the neighbour comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
She is in the wrong place at the wrong
wrong
time.
time.
She literally arrives. He's mid, like when you try and get a pair of jeans on
Yeah.
that
No,
just don't
Was
fit.
no, I'm sure he was like,
He full on
Was
had
she-
her on
was
the
she
floor.
not done?
I thought she was done.
Was he doing something else?
I think he might have been.
Or did he?
I think he might have been-
He might have been doing a quick tonsil.
I think so.
Hold on.
He was just having a quick 1-2.
I found the place. What's happening?
Well, I know that he calls the stuffed girl a naked mole rat. Oh, he's just finished.
He's just finished her,
Yeah.
and then the doorbell goes because he's like, "Oh shit, it's got to be the mum,"
Yeah.
and she looks like
She's
an alien.
No,
Yeah.
unless
That's
this
it.
is literally his name.
And then she's like,
however far
Hey,
away.
hey, I locked my keys in my car and I don't have my phone. Can I use your phone, please?
I thought to myself when I read that, I'm like, have you not watched a single horror film in your life?
Yeah.
Just
So much screams, don't do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was screaming at this girl, being like,
And he
"Walk
invites
away,
her in.
walk
and she,
away."
She even says, oh, it's a bit weird walking into somebody's house. I
Yeah,
don't
like-
know.
Yeah.
Well, why did you fucking
Why'd you
carry
come
on
in?
then?
You
Dickhead.
just-
She deserved it. In my
That's
opinion.
it.
She
You
was
deserve
like,
that corolla,
she
that's
says, "I'm a genius. I know. Can I borrow your phone? I've got to get a locksmith out here." Because she's locked everything in the car. Why not just like find a payphone?
I know.
Or just like when it was creepy, just go, actually, I just remembered I've hidden the key somewhere.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. You
I'm
know
just gonna
what?
go now.
I'm not gonna come into your house that's filled with dead animals.
I'm gonna leave.
I'm a oogie boogie. I'm a go.
I'm gonna do a wrap around it.
But no, she thinks, I'm just going to
Oh, this gentleman looks nice.
Yeah.
He wouldn't
And then
bludgeon me
she
today.
goes off to whatever, and then she comes across
She spots
the daughter.
the girl propped
And then-
up.
It all goes downhill. He says, I'll knock her out, I won't kill her, not right then, not until I'm deep inside her, then I'll use the knife.
Yeah.
But he has a bit of humanity right beforehand. Just a little slight, where it's like the neighbour is not a threat.
Little slither.
She's just,
Yeah.
it's like it almost just went, I'm gonna go, that's not really me. She's just a woman who needs to borrow my phone. She doesn't deserve to die. But God, that body will look so good with its legs spread. And it's like,
Yeah.
you could have let her go there and then.
Yeah.
And then it really
And he just went,
it really disgusted me, like, because he started raping her. Like,
Yeah.
it was
He
just flat out
did.
rape at that point.
Yeah.
he
And
wanted
then-
his own snuff film.
Yeah.
And then
the
he
day.
decided he was going to kill her, obviously.
Of course.
So then he said, I lean on the crowbar with one hand and whip out the knife with the other. I stab it into her mouth and nail her tongue to the back of her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Blood gushes from her face hole and I keep pumping inside of her.
Face
hole.
Yeah. Her brown eyes widen and as I pull out the knife, they shut. I bring the knife to her neck and I cut. The blood oozes around me, metal ripe in the air, and it's cliche, but I don't care. I fuck that bloody gash on her neck. I don't even feel the warmth. I'm transfixed by the life fading from her eyes. He slits her throat and puts
his
cock
peak in it. If that were a film, I'd watch that. I'm sorry. I have a dodgy taste. I don't watch enough films. I'm just saying.
Anyone see that you do with the fan eye?
But as a spooky horror sort of like slasher type deal, if this was a film, it would be
if it was fictional.
Film.
The difference between
who would you want to play Teddy?
I can see him as a blonde dude though, and it's weird.
Yeah.
He gives like
Blonde vibes.
That's why it's dick, 'cause he's blonde.
Never trust the blonde ones.
I said what I said.
So, obviously, he then is killed the neighbour.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately.
And he's like, oh shit.
What do I do with this?
Now we'll stuff her as well.
I need another doll.
I have another one.
I need another doll.
Shit.
That's another 10 grand gone.
Look.
It's alright, we'll charge...
It's alright, I'll charge the mother.
He does, doesn't he? He charges the mother.
So then, obviously, he stuffs her.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, this one's a bit better.
It's better. And
My
he's
second round's done well.
He's been using this lotion.
Oh, yes.
But there's a part in the book,
Forbidden
I
lotion.
can't find it, where he describes... So, he's got the daughter in his bed, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And, like, her face and everything.
Wait.
Obviously, that's where the front cover comes
No,
from.
the daughter is sat in a chair in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
And,
And
the
he puts
neighbour's
the
on the
girl-
bed
Right.
because he's just...
He don't really know what to do with it.
He's like...
Yeah.
Hasn't he... So, after... When he's done the neighbour and she's, like, in his bed, I'm sure he, like...
Yeah, so
Fucks her.
he says the neighbour lies on my bed propped up like it's watching television. Like a fucking Roblox thing. Minecraft thing.
I just imagine, like, their eyes, like, they're just constantly staring at you. No matter where
Yeah,
you go.
wherever you
Well,
go.
doesn't he say that
The rat eyes.
the daughter... He was
Her
like,
eyes
I
too
should
small.
have picked bigger eyes. She looks
Yeah.
like a rat. And I'm like...
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So, yeah, he's got these two girls in the
Yeah.
in the bedroom.
But it's...
The daughter's face is, like,
Cracking.
cracking.
But it's how he goes up, the neighbour's mouth hangs open, crusty white liquid dripping from
Yeah.
her lips.
And then all of a sudden...
Ding dong.
Hello.
Mother's back.
Hi, wanted to...
Hiya.
You've not been...
Is my order ready?
Yeah. You've not been getting back to me, so just wondered when my order was going to be ready.
I've got
shit.
it's like the delivery drivers. I've got code.
Yeah.
2513.
Can I have my daughter back in the box,
That's
please?
how many times I fucked your daughter.
Her face all's massive.
So then the mother comes in.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Because he kills her off.
He
as
kills.
well.
Yeah, he does kill the mother. Oh, yeah, because she like walked past the bedroom. And she's like, her eyes stop on the bed. Is someone sleeping in there? She whispers. Her hand clutches her chest. She inches forwards and readjusts the grip on the I readjust my grip on the crowbar. Not someone, I say. Why didn't you? She pulls back for the comforter. Her body freezes. The neighbour, a hybrid human of human and rubber doll, lies in front of the mother. She touches the neighbour's mouth, and brittle cum grazes her fingers. The mother turns and her jaw drops. Fear clouds her eyes, her lips trembling. You killed her, she stammers. He said you wasn't like that. He? Who's he?
And this is when you're like,
Wait.
Who is he?
who is he? Who is she?
And then he kills her. And while she's dead on the floor, the door goes again.
Yeah. And he's like, fuck, the husband.
Bastard.
And then he opens the door, and who be standing there?
It's the founder.
I
The
just like
founder
that he
of the
calls.
sex doll company.
I just like that he calls the mother an old cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a shame. It says she has bumpy arms.
Well, she's got like
woman.
rashes. She had like, when she first came, she had like rashes and stuff all up her arms, and he was
Yeah.
like, it's fucking weird. Get some,
Get some lotion.
Get some
on
of
you.
that lotion on.
Get some of that forbidden sauce on you.
well, from what I could guess, she'd been using that because her arms had cleared up.
Yeah, she was like test dummy when
Either that or she had to be 45 on it. One of the
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, one of the two. But either way, this fucking
The founder-
founder of the sex doll company is now stood in his door.
Yeah, it turns
And
out
it's like,
to be
what the fuck? Turns out to be the dad of the daughter and the husband of the
now
mother.
crowbad woman.
Yeah. And then the weirdest and grossest thing of all time occurs in the book. And yes, someone has been murdered and their slit throat has been fucked. And that is not the worst part.
That's not even it.
The worst part is where the father walks into the bedroom, sees his daughter,
and does a quick Tom Tank over her. And then rubs it into her.
yeah, rubs it into her skin.
And he's like, I want you to do the same to my wife.
Yeah.
I want...
Doesn't he say it's like make her like that?
Yeah, I want her like that one.
And then he's like, I feel like we've got a very lucrative business.
Yeah. I'm like, we've just come up with a business plan.
And there's the epilogue is, the business plan is now in fruition.
Yeah.
And,
He provides the dolls. Teddy provides
he kills the women.
the people.
Bob's your uncle.
But he's
Fanny's your
like,
aunt.
it's like, it's very lucrative because, you know, these people obviously want these. And I'm like,
Who's wanting these?
buying these?
I think it's
The
weird.
same people that watch snuff films. I'm gonna go with.
Yeah.
I just couldn't imagine buying a whole ass sex doll and just propping it up in your bed.
Where would
That
you...
freaks me out anyway.
I'd say,
I'm
where
just
would you,
sitting with it and try to watch telly or something.
where would you hide it? Like,
You
if
wouldn't.
someone came round,
You just stand it up in a corner and go, this is better.
put a lamp on its head.
Yeah.
I like to use Betty's.
I got this from Affleck's Palace. It's so cool.
I like to use Betty's bats for a bit of playtime.
I make my own lotion. Do you want to see?
I want an Accra. I'm because every time they bring up that lotion, I'm like, what is it?
It's got Jizaboo in it.
Yeah.
You've heard the skin benefits of it. Low in
And
calories
it's
as well.
full of protein.
Actually, I thought it was high in calories.
No,
No,
really
it's
low, really high in protein.
Yeah. It's good for your skin. She's straight on Amazon.
I've read a
Noted.
book. I've read a book where he into a lotion and she's like, this smells funny.
Yes. I've read
This
that
is
as well.
kind of sour.
It's Lies and Liaisons by Sappho Miller.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. The third one in the
Yeah.
series.
Because
Yeah.
he's like,
This is
I
so
just
sexy.
wanted to smell like me. I just
Yeah.
wanted to smell like
He
me.
might as well just piss on her.
I mean,
So he into a
course.
lotion.
there's probably many benefits to that as well.
Yeah.
You know?
It's alright because one of Audrey's books has got that their water sports in it.
A little golden shower.
Oh yeah. And it's the one that we're in.
I cannot wait for this episode.
Oh
Stick
god.
around.
Please.
Audrey Rush can do horror like no one else can.
So, that being said, we've spoken about a lot of the book.
Yeah.
But which of those scenes sticks with you the most?
Oh, there's a lot.
If you had to pick one. For me,
Oh.
it's definitely that end one. It's like, what the...
Yeah.
I think
Like even just the beginning was a bit.
I think mine was the, you know, when he first fucks her.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way that he's just like he's got to have like sort of like an internal fight with himself, being
Yeah.
like,
Is
I'm
it-
not a necrophiliac.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do.
But,
it
Oh my god, I've got a
anyway.
raging hard on.
Yeah.
Like,
Nice lump of ice.
basically, because he's not thinking with he's thinking with his dick.
Oh.
That's going on.
And he's trying not to, but
Yeah.
the dick wins.
but it's the
It
fact
does.
that he's got a slut film on in the background as well.
But
Because
then
he was like,
he's miffed that these girls are fighting back. You know,
Yeah.
there's a
There's
bit in
not
it
enough
where
fight
it's
for
like,
him.
there's not enough.
fighting her.
Yeah. The neighbour gave him a little bit more, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was still
But-
miffed at that because it
Yeah.
wasn't enough. It
And
was
I think-
over too quickly for him.
And I think
Yeah.
sort of like he says it at the end. He's just sort of like, here, I don't feel bad for the redhead. In fact, I don't mourn any of them, nor do I feel guilty for what I'm about to do. In my mind, the bitch is already dead. Denying my orgasm won't save her life. And I'm like,
right.
Bro went from, no, I'm not a necrophiliac, to, oh, fuck these women, they deserve it, and
Yeah.
they're dead anyway, so...
yeah.
That was a real quick 180.
It was a...
Yeah,
His whole mind just
it really
went,
was.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
See, I'm now, because, you know, they get these girls and they turn them into the dolls. Do you think they do it for males as well?
Probably.
Because I bet that'd be fucking hard, wouldn't it?
Imagine trying
to
like
put
stuff
something
in
in.
Yeah.
Do you know what you'd have to do? You know what you do with a sock where you roll it up?
Oh yeah.
Put your foot in.
What you gonna put in the balls? Eggs?
They might break a bit.
Bounce balls.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bouncy balls.
They're quite big though, aren't they?
You can get little ones.
What if they're a bit too firm?
Yeah.
Or you get like stress
Stress
balls.
I mean, you can use them like stress balls.
That's what I mean. You could just
I'm stressed. Give me a ball.
give me your fucking nuts.
Okay, so lastly,
Oh
did you expect the twist at the end?
no.
When I read the bit about the founder, I was just like, oh, bit strange.
That he's just turned up. And
You're a bit of a fucking
he's kind of
weirdo.
weird.
Didn't think twice.
Yeah.
Did not, and like, because obviously there's reference to the husband
Yeah.
earlier on in the book, and you just don't think about it.
You just
And then-
bypass him, don't you?
And then as soon as you open the doors, and he's like, "Oh my fucking god!" There's been like little mini Easter eggs the whole way through.
Yeah.
And you just didn't pick
I
it
think
up.
that's what Audrey does so well.
Yeah.
Through all of the books that I've read, there's always, but you do find yourself going back and being like,
Yeah. And I think
Makes
that is the sign of a
sense.
good writer, because I always
Yeah.
think, like, I would love to one day maybe write a book, but I don't think I have enough mental capacity to be
keep
able to
dropping-
think of the whole thing before I start writing it, so that I can drop those things in.
yeah. I just couldn't do it.
They either are really genius like that, or they've got a way of working it so that they can do it.
I just feel like I'd write the book and just be like, I like this guy.
Yeah.
He is so nice,
This guy hot, he fucked me.
but he does do weird things. I am sorry.
Sus.
Sus about that.
Sus, babes.
What can you do?
You're going to enjoy it though. It's going to be
You'll
fine.
love it. It's great. Just take my word for it.
So, that concludes
Skin.
So.
by Audrey Rush.
Oh,
The cover is so
I'm
fucking
glad
weird
I
as
got
well.
you guys on that.
Yeah, I'm glad that I've read it because, like,
She is second guessing her life choices.
I'm glad that I've read
I
it.
want to do that again.
I'm glad that I've read her writing, and I know that if
Yeah.
it was a mafia romance, for example, because she does
She has got
mafia
mafia
romance
ones.
and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, I would probably love that. So
You've experienced it.
Yeah.
yeah, I can say I've done something that I'd never done before.
I'm going to dive into the rest of her weird shit.
Yes.
Oh,
You've done it. You've dipped your tootsies in.
exactly. You've got to try everything once.
Yeah.
Not dead people though.
No.
I would.
There are lines we do not cross.
Yeah.
There's a reason why most morticians are women.
Oh God, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah.
That's what Grave loves about it.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, she's a mortician. She does some weird stuff.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put
Oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
that. I'm just gonna put that.
So yeah, I think we should move very swiftly on. Okay, so now we have our unhinged book of the week. Woo! Theme song. Theme song.
I ain't finding one. That's sticking.
That is the theme song,
That is the theme song.
and I will not tolerate anything else.
No. So this week it was my joy to read the unhinged book of the week, which was Stuffed by Sylvia Morrow.
I mean, it sort of works with Skin.
Aww.
Really does.
Wow.
So she thought she'd never be able to find a lover, but he'd been in her bed for years. Anime obsessed Anne might be a fictophiliac, or she might just hate touch so much she'll never have sex. She doesn't really care about the difference as long as she has her favourite pillow to grind against when she needs physical relief. Anne's favourite pillow is more than just a feather-filled cotton sack. He's alive, but no one knows it. Hot pulsing magic weaves between his fibres each time she touches him. All he wants is to be the man Anne needs, soft, mouldable, and ready to cater to her every desire. But when he has enough magic to become a man, will Anne accept his eager touch? Can flesh and fabric come together in erotic bliss? Will more than one of them end up fully stuffed?
Question.
Answer.
While it's got feathers in, because you know if you've slept on a feather,
Yeah, they poke through.
does it not?
Mm-hmm.
Also, is it like a like a bed pillow, or is
Like
it like
a
a body pillow?
No, like a
Hotel.
like she puts her head on the pillow.
Oh, okay. Because when you were like, oh, she's anime obsessed, I was like, oh, cool. She just got a body pillow with like one of her favorite characters on. I've seen them.
Right. Just to confirm.
She doesn't own one. We can confirm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not that weird.
No, but not that much.
Not too much.
I've seen them at conventions.
Yeah.
So like that's where my
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's a normal
straight
white
up
rectangle head pillow.
slumber down pillow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Silent Night one.
Silent night, yeah.
So I highlighted quite a lot. So I'm going to essentially read you the book
That's
in
fair
bits
enough.
and fill in gaps where needed.
And our reactions will be front and centre.
Because I just couldn't. I kept reading it
You
and I
can't
was
just do
like,
snips.
I was like, this bit's relevant, this bit's relevant, this bit's relevant, and it's actually quite a long unhinged book. It
Yeah.
was almost 100 pages, I think. So compared to our other ones, it was a bit
Give
longer.
it to
but-
us.
Okay.
Truffles.
So, now I don't like real people. I really, really don't. Aside from my small family and online friends, that is. Those particular folks are awesome because I don't have to touch them. I get to enjoy their presence platonically and from at least several inches away. But dating? Gross. My hoo-ha dries up at the thought.
Hoo-ha.
That's a fucking mood.
I know.
Why is that so relatable?
The thought of sweaty
I don't
hands...
want to admit to that.
The thought of sweaty hands groping me, people's germs all over me. Ew. I hate germs and touching, and sex is packed with nothing but bodily fluids, and I can't think of anything worse. But fictional characters are a whole other story. I watch the colours move across the screen, clutching a pillow between my legs. My favourite pillow. It's the perfect firmness, soft enough to lay my head on at night, but firm enough to do this naughty thing I like to do. More like an embarrassing thing, actually. If anyone saw me, I think I would die, but it just feels so, so good. With my perfect pillow between my legs and my fictional boyfriend on the TV, everything is just right in the world.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So then she does the old nasty with the pillow.
Of course.
Of course.
And she turns off the telly, ready to go to
Thinks
sleep.
nothing of it.
Yeah.
You know.
She
Moves,
just
moves the pillow from middle of the bed to the top.
to the top, puts her head on it.
Flips it over so vagina juices out in her ear.
Yeah.
Oh no, I bet she don't.
Yeah.
I bet she just...
And then Sylvia says, "Good night, my darling," I whisper into the dark.
Oh.
And as I'm falling asleep, I swear I imagine I hear the same returned.
I'd shit my pants.
Who talks to them studio?
So, can I just say,
Prince.
this book is in a dual POV.
Yes!
So that was Anne.
How does the pillow talk?
So the chapter, so obviously normally on your dual POV, so it's, this chapter said Anne, and
Yes.
the next chapter says pillow.
Of course.
Of course.
Oh, Anne. Anne, my darling. My wondrous Anne.
Oh.
Anne is my reason for living. Well, if you could call what I'm doing now living, which I wouldn't. At this moment, I'm simply existing. Though I was part of something alive once, I barely recall it. A phoenix, it was. Once upon a time, this phoenix, a powerful and ancient creature, known for its ability to regenerate, fell in love with a goose. And well, to make a sad story short, the goose got cooked. So the phoenix died of sadness. Too heartbroken to be revived, it perished in a funeral pyre of its own making. However, before it died, a single one of its feathers fell amidst. I can never say that word. Amidst. That's it.
Yeah.
The goose's own down. When the humans gathered them and stuffed them into their organic, free-range, all-natural goose feather pillows, the phoenix feather got scooped up along with it, and that's how my existence began.
Ah.
Oh. So it was a bird.
It was a bird.
So we've gone from one object to another.
And
And then back to
the
the other.
And back
feather
again.
ended up in the pillow, and so it became this magical pillow.
That's nice.
Aww.
Gets even more interesting
Oh.
when this happens. So
There's more.
she's doing her own little thing in a room,
course,
whatever,
yeah.
watching telly or whatever she was doing. And then it says, the fly drops down onto Anne's head, all its disgusting legs touching her glorious mane of golden brown hair. How dare it touch her? I wait as it flits around the bed until finally it lands on me. It takes less than half a second for the fly to drop down dead, and for me to feel a little more alive. Alive. Someday I'll have enough life stored inside me to turn myself into a creature Anne could love. She'll hold me, caress me, and I'll feel all of it, and I'll give her every bit of pleasure she deserves.
So he's like sucking the life out of stuff.
Oh, I thought she grabbed a pillow and fucking volleyed her fly
No.
like Woodley's shoe or something.
No. It lands on.
Stop it.
It lands on the pillow, and the second it touches it, it zips its life form out of it.
Whoa. I could do one of them pillows. I'm fucking sick
Yeah.
of them.
So then,
Shitloads.
then it kind of goes on to the next day, and she's at work, and obviously she hates people, and there's this creepy guy at work that keeps trying to ask her out,
Weird.
and she's like, nah, I'll leave him the fuck alone. So then she goes off home, and then there's a knock at the door, and it's this creepy guy, and he said, yeah, you must have dropped your ID when you spilled your stuff like a silly goose. Goose. I've just realised
I've
the
like, do
reference.
not call me a goose.
Thankfully, your address is on your ID, so I could bring it right over to you tonight. Would be a shame not to have your wallet if you needed it. Might even say you owe me a favour, right, Annie Banani, the male voice says.
Why didn't he just leave it until she was at work?
Yeah.
Because he's...
I know we get it's
wants
weird,
it.
but let's
He wanted it in because he wants to fuck her,
let's behave.
basically.
Okay, but like, fucking weirdo.
So then he goes round like he says, oh, I need the loo, so
Of course.
he walks round a place, and then he makes his way into her bedroom, and she's like, what the fuck are you doing, get out, like she's really like annoyed about his presence and stuff. And then so he goes to sit on the bed, and he pats the bed, he pats the pillow. When his hands land on me, I suck the life out of him. It's much more difficult than with bugs, I find. He struggles much harder. He tries to lift his hand, but can't. I won't allow it.
What a murderous pillow.
What a little devil.
And then, so essentially, I can't remember whose POV this is, but it says, in the flash that I'm able to see him, I can tell he looks older, much older. Though I didn't age him enough to kill him. Oh, it's the pillow. Oh well, he does look old enough for death to come soon. So he's aged this guy.
See, whereas like, I was just thinking the pillow's gonna suck the life of it, and she was like, fuck, I've got a corpse on my hands, what do I do?
No, but even still, she watches that happen, and she's like, what the fuck just happened? So she rings an ambulance or whatever, and they go and get him, and she's like, I've got no idea what the fuck happened.
He just sat down and suddenly, poof, 90.
No, he's 90-year-old.
Yeah. So then she goes off to work the next day, and everyone at work knows about what happened to this guy and is looking at her strange or whatever. And so she goes home, and then as soon as I open the door to my apartment, I can sense something is off. When I get to my room, my hand clenches in surprise. My bed, where some horrible thing is pulsing and stretching. What the fuck is it? And the next chapter, he says, my Anne stands in the doorway in shock. I understand why she's upset. I'm not fully formed. She isn't supposed to be home for hours, and I haven't finished building myself yet. Damn. As of right now, my lower half is mostly formed. I have feet, legs, hips, even pants. None of it is fully detailed, but it started at least. My upper half, however, is a mess.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not finished yet.
I wasn't ready and you walked in.
Really?
So then he quickly panics and makes himself as basic as possible and says, Anne, I've been in love with you for years. I have kept myself firm and cool for you and tried every day to find a way to become more. Today I have done it. We can finally be together. You are my love. Make me yours. I've been sentient for quite a while now. If you're wondering whether I've been aware when you've ground your gorgeous cunt against me, the answer is yes.
Why can like extremely detailed bottom half and then the top is just like Kendall?
But
It's just slap.
It gets more interesting.
There's more?
She says, I should be afraid of you, but you're irresistible. What is it about you? She asks as she takes my hand. He says, I'm simply one hell of a pillow.
No.
And she says, your skin, it doesn't feel exactly like skin. I mean, it feels like how a thumb should sort of be rough, but it also feels like, well, fabric. Yeah, so on her sensitive spots, it feels like denim. Yeah. And satin. Your mouth feels like the slipperiest, smoothest satin. So, basically,
That's kind of weird.
he is still a pillow. He is still fabric. In a form of a man.
That's like a lot of textures.
So he's like a voodoo doll, but a big one.
Yeah. And she can pick what she wants him to look like.
Like build a boyfriend.
So they go
Build a boyfriend?
So they go to bed, obviously, and she's like, oh, well, I don't find you gross because you're a pillow, so I can do this because obviously she doesn't like people. And she's like, you're not a person, so I can do it. And then she's a virgin, and she's like, oh, so he
What's
takes
his
his pants
pee
off.
made of?
He hasn't made one. He said,
He's kindled!
he said, I want to let you choose.
Fucking yes! That's genius.
Clone
but Willy.
But they've also decided that he needs a name. So
Oh.
he's called Ori.
Aww.
Aww.
So, yeah.
Right, but question, right? If she's a virgin, right, and he's fabric,
Would it
And-
not fold?
would it not like stain?
Oh.
And does she have to like put him in the washing machine?
She'd have to get some vanish on that.
And some
100%.
lubrication, they'll be dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, fabric. Anyway, another thrush count.
Of course.
So I think this was 4.
Everyone's got thrown.
Oh God, thrush.
So they decide that they're just gonna, give him a kind of a generic starter penis.
Right.
Start to pee. This is level 1.
I can't remember on
Beginners.
I can't remember on the size that they go with. To start
Oh,
with.
right.
Okay.
But she says, I bend over, take him into my hand, and run my tongue up his shaft and around the top of him. Ori sits up so fast he nearly smashes his face into mine. He puts his hand on either side of my face and kisses the top of my head, my cheek, my shoulder. Sorry, he says, as he lays back down. Brand new equipment and all. It needs a bit of calibration, I think. By which I mean I need a moment or two before I receive the focus of your attention, or I'll just make a mess everywhere.
He can really
Feathers.
bend over to get to her.
Yeah, but if so, right. So did he like? Did
So
You bending out of bed.
he like?
She's doing the full nosh. And
So
he's just...
He's like.
So he's able. So because he took the life force from that man, but didn't take all of it. His legs kept like folded. You know how fabrics like just fold. And so he was like, I need a bit of a top up. There's not enough. So he's able to arrange his stuff so that he can stuff the parts that are bending.
That are floppy.
But basically, what they did is all the people that she doesn't like.
What in the
she
scarecrow
walked
is
around.
going on?
She walked around the streets and just like he just really softly did this and took a little bit from everyone, so that he could build up so that he was no longer floppy.
So she's basically banging everyone that she hates.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. I guess when you look at it like that.
I hate fucking to like
Yeah.
the 10th degree.
Yeah.
And then obviously they start with this penis thing, and he starts putting it in, and she's like, "This is too big. I think we need to reduce it. And once it's inside, we need to increase it." So they do that, and then basically she has an orgasm.
Of course.
So this is Ori. Oh fuck, that was amazing. I can't believe it. And pants when her climax is complete. She pulls me up by the ears.
Hello.
Yeah.
What if they ripped off?
I know.
You
To
fucked
meet
with
her
it.
eye to eye, and when her barely focused eyes take in my face, she finally yelps and pushes me away. Your face! What is it? I look into the mirror on the closet door, sorry, only to see I've been flattened a bit, mostly my nose. Oh my. Oh
Like
well.
that in Thingy. Oh, what's it called?
Is
Where
that
you get
something-
it with that frying pan.
Oh God, what's it called? Whereas I was thinking Mrs. Doubtfire, you know, when the mask comes off and it gets spread over.
So, it says, oh well, it appears I only need to fluff myself back up. Apologies. I give myself a few pats, and like a good pillow, I'm back in tip-top shape.
Yeah, but like some pillows aren't.
There's no worse when they're flattened and you can't get them
Yeah.
puffy
You have to
again.
do- you have
You've
to
got
do-
to fucking...
You have to do opposite corners, and you have to go in, out, opposite corners, in, out, and it
Imagine
fluffs
doing
it
that
back.
to him though.
The more you know.
So if you've got flat pillars,
Housekeeping tips with Eleanor.
does not come with a free man.
Sorry.
Unfortunately. She says, you feel so good, I add. Your cock is like some impossible combination of velvet, silk and latex. I know, right? Then Ori growls, you're not done, Anne. I remember the things you like to watch. I remember the tentacles.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
God.
She watches hentai.
Yeah, I thought so.
So then she says she's
You need
thinking,
to stop.
I moan,
God.
running my fingers through the back of his hair as he kisses me, rocking my hips against him as he moves. It feels so good, wonderful, and then it feels like tentacles. There are tentacles touching my vagina. A second thin tentacle, he has multiple tentacles.
Of course.
Okay.
So he's got one touching her clit, and then a second thin testicle slips alongside Ori's cock, stretching me, and I cry out in perfect agony. A third tentacle nudges against my rear entrance unexpectedly, and I flinch. After a few breaths, I relax and decide that if I'm going to be a tentacle fucker, then I might as well go all the way. Come on in, the back door's open.
Right, you come.
So they started with the starter peen.
Of course.
They had
And
to
now-
shrink the starter peen.
And now his dick looks like Cthulhu.
No. No, his dick is normal.
Fucking Davy Jones.
His dick is normal. He's added
He's
a tentacle
sprouted a
alongside the penis.
Ribbed for her pleasure.
Love honeycell tentacle peens.
One on her clit and one on her ass. So she's being
DP'd.
She's being like double DP'd in a way. Because DP's that, but she's been like double DP that way and that way.
So
it's like triple P.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Triple P.
Whoa.
And then she's got a little action on the front.
Oh my god!
It's a lot. And it's her first time, guys.
Yeah, this is a lot for
Well,
a
that's
first
off to
timer.
her then.
I know.
How is he lasting this long? Because I'm sure he hasn't feathers before.
He hasn't yet.
Please tell
God.
me it's feathers.
You'll find out. So, the feeling of the first tentacle rubbing my clit combined with the second pressing against his cock inside my hot channel, I
Right.
hate that phrase, is already so intense. When that third one works its way into my tight asshole, I just explode. Oh, Anne, Ori chokes out. I'm going to come.
Oh.
Then come, please, fill me up. You don't understand. His face screws up and he pulls out of me with a hiss, holding his cock above me. Okay, coming on my chest is fine too. I close my eyes and wait for the onslaught of jizz, but it doesn't come. When I hear him gasp and moan my name, I cautiously open my eyes. Something tickles my stomach and I give an incredulous snort as I see the white fluffy things in the air. I lift my head and to see a final spurt of downy feathers float out from the end of his cock. They're everywhere in the air between us, landing on my nude body, my face, my hair.
Again? All in your mouth.
She'd get right dry mouth if
She gave him
head.
Yeah. And so then, essentially, the end of the book is they go on happily to live like this, and he realises that it's not just a case if he takes the life form once, he has to keep doing it to keep it up, but she doesn't know this.
Oh.
But there is stuff number 2, so maybe I'll read that for a
Yeah.
unhinged book coming
Feel like
soon
we'll need an update.
to tell you guys more. But in terms of an unhinged book, I mean I've only read one before this, but I enjoyed this one more than the last one for
Yeah.
sure. This one had more
Depth
plot
to
and
it.
depth
Yeah,
to it.
it wasn't just
Yeah.
marshmallows.
Yeah.
In a microwave.
Yeah. Like it was it was all I still only rated it 3 stars. But no, actually I might have rated it 2 stars. I don't know. Either way. Like it was weird enough that it kind of chuckled, but not good enough that I'd ever warrant anymore.
Yeah.
So that was Stuffed.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That was a lot.
I
knew there'd be feathers.
100%.
Yeah.
It'd be stupid if
I
there
just
weren't.
can't get over the fact that like she mentioned like if you look at him close enough you can see that he's fabric.
That
He was getting
You know
better as he took more life form.
You know, like when you get them fabric swatches at B&Q?
Yeah.
I bet it's just made up of
Yeah.
all them bits of carpet and
Yeah.
bits of leather patches. You know what fabric do you want your couch?
Patchwork.
That one's nice.
Yeah.
Some grandma's made him.
Imagine, but like, I'm surely he's gonna need a wash in it.
Yeah, you'd have to put him on a delicate.
But I forgot about this actually until just now. He took some life out of someone, and then there was a patch on his arm that went like actual skin. And he was like, shit, I took too much. Anne's not going to want me if I'm actual skin. Because she likes the fact of a pillow. So next time I've got to take less. So maybe he's becoming more and more human the more if he
The
takes
more
too
he
much.
takes.
I am actually quite interested to read the second one, I think.
Yeah,
If it's
so-
going to be a continuation.
Your next one
It's
Stuff 2.
Because I need to know.
Which, funnily enough, is called Double Stuffed.
Of course it is. So I bet there's another one. I bet she's got a body pillow on it.
Probably. We'll find out.
He's got a mate.
Coming soon.
Maybe the goose comes back.
Double
Maybe.
packed pillows.
Oh.
You know, you get 2 in a pack.
Yeah. What the fuck? So yeah, that was our unhinged book of the week.
It was Summit.
It was, wasn't it?
Whoa.
Okay, so next we have book recommendations. So,
Well, release, isn't it?
yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Book
Same thing.
releases.
There we go.
Same thing.
Nah.
They're
Same man, different art.
yeah, sort of. So we have book releases from the 26th of May to the 1st of June, and we have one which is Until We Meet Again by Leah Rose. Yeah, I think it's Leah, Lea. Leah. So it's her debut novel.
Ooh.
Smashing it.
It releases the 31st of May, and the tropes are, I feel like we may need to read this. We may need to feature
Is it
this on the
single
pod.
dad?
No,
Oh.
but the tropes are good girl,
Hello.
forced proximity,
Sold.
Yeah.
age gap,
Sold.
Yeah.
tortured hero,
Yeah.
insta lust,
Yeah.
Okay.
she falls first, he falls harder.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we need that on
Nice.
the pod. And with it being a debut novel, I feel like,
Yeah.
you know.
That
But
sounds good.
that releases on the 31st of May, so that does sound great.
It does.
It does. So, yeah, that's the book release for this week.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
And that concludes
Hey.
chapter 6.
We made it.
If you stuck around for this long, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
We love you all.
Because that was a journey.
That was a very millennial thing of me to do, wasn't it?
It was.
Now it's the...
No, it's that now.
Or... I can't with that.
Nah.
People would be like,
But if you want to keep up to
Yes.
date with us and what we're doing, any episode releases, any sneak peeks into any episode, you can follow us and subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Slay.
Did I get all of them?
You
I
got it all.
did.
You did it.
And we will see you next week.
Peace out.
Peace out.